from a central location in which everything's simpler, everything's more automated. And for me, what I'm doing is I'm putting a system and process into place from everything we do, from saying hello to somebody all the way to, when you're basically turning your coach loose and they're done with the trainings and they're basically on their own and going, so that if one of us wasn't there, that you literally just follow the systems and processes. If you've ever worked in a restaurant or somewhere like that, they train you, right? They train you by systems and processes. Everything is and people learn. And so I feel like one place that we really dropped the ball initially was in like what we're doing with the coaches that we've signed, because we only have probably 25 or so underneath of both of us together. And I'd say 20 of them are discount coaches and don't have any want to grow the business at all. So, but the ones that do kind of got left by the wayside a little bit with direction, because we got plugged in early. We went to Utah. It was something that was like, in front of us all the time, where, some people have jobs and it's not like the primary thing in their life. And so how do we get and reach them without them falling and slipping through the cracks?
I mean, I was just going to go ahead and say while we're talking about this, because one of the things we wanted to do was give you guys some tips tonight, but getting plugged in and staying plugged into this group, to this team, getting a success partner, making sure that you are seeing other coaches' posts, that you are surrounding yourself on Facebook, at least, even if you can't do it in your real life, surround yourself on Facebook with nothing but positivity, motivation, and support. And if you can do that, I think that was probably the biggest thing that I did, because even at the beginning, and Lindsay kind of alluded to this originally, there are going to be months where you're not going to make anything. And there are going to be months where last month you made several $100s, and for some reason, 8 people decided to cancel their Shakeology home direct. And so next month you don't make anything, because you're still building, you're still growing, you're still doing all this. And for us, what happened is I would get really down because I felt like I was letting our family down, right? I wasn't growing this fast enough. I wasn't doing this, whatever. And so on the one hand, he had to be there to kind of be like, Erin, stop being so hard on yourself, first of all. And then the flip side of that was that I could have, there were also times where he was like, why are you doing this? Why are you spending all this time on your phone? Why can't we go take the kids to the zoo right now? Why do I have to wait an hour? Why do we have to do this? And so those times when, even though he wasn't meaning to be negative, it was negative. And so having you guys and having the team page and the people that I could talk to there to help me say, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for a little while. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. I had to have that in my head, or else I probably would have quit at some point in time. I'm very serious. I think that is probably the most important thing that I did so far for my business, is making sure I've been plugged in. And that leads straight into what the second thing is, which is get to events. Any event that you can get to, a Super Saturday, Summit. Guys, all of you should be at Summit. Team calls, the event, the retreat in October. If there is any way that you can get there, get there. Because these sort of things are what being surrounded by like-minded, positive people who are putting out the same message that you are. One, it cements, it gives you validity for what you're doing, right? It's real easy when you're the only Beachbody coach in your hometown and nobody else does anything like this, to kind of start going, what am I doing? Why don't I just go get a regular job, right? Or whatever. I'll tell you why, because regular jobs suck. You want this freedom, You want to be able to take a vacation when you want. You want to be able to, I was able to go sit outside and work outside the other day because I wanted to,
When we left Utah, the one thing that I said to her was that even if we never make a dime in this business, I want these people in my life. And so I need these people in my life in some way, shape, or form. And it's been awesome, man. We love everybody that we've met, and most of the people that we've met, just through Facebook. We can't wait to meet you either. And that's what this is about, you know, getting into a bigger family. And it's been so much better by us doing this together. Another thing that we do also that we almost forgot about is a lot of the things like checking your downline and making sure that some of the back office stuff is done, because she does the inviting for both of us. I do that part for both of us. I try to take at least as much off of her plate as she has to do, like coming up with posts and finding motivational quotes and finding, you know, different things to put on her like page and things like that, is where I'm making up a lot of the value and time or whatever, so that she's not like, oh my God, I'm doing this job for two people. You know, she's just doing the part she's really good at for two people, and I'm doing the part that I'm really good at for two people. And we communicate, we're home together, we don't have other jobs we go to, and it works really, really well for us.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
And I mean, that's the other thing, right? When you do work with your spouse, there's going to be some conflict sometimes. It's going to be hard sometimes, just because you might have like a difference on opinion of which way you guys should go with this or whatever, right? So one, I was going to say, make sure that you're patient. You're patient with, if you are the spouse, try to be patient with the one that's trying to build this, because you have to remember that most of the time, like I say this, I can't speak for everyone. I was really kind of still lost in a lot of ways when I first got started with this, right? Like, I didn't understand, I hadn't done any personal development in my life ever before, which is, I think, something else that has completely changed not just my life, but both of our lives, because this guy would listen to it with me. When we drove to Utah, we went through like 3 different personal development books on our way out there. And so, like, we started doing a lot of this. He started doing a lot of this, I think, with me more just to kind of be nice, right? Like, he was just like, okay, I'll be sportive.
It was worth a shot, you know? I mean.
And so it worked for us, though. But, I mean, I remember when he got up in front of everybody at the retreat, because I was like, what's he doing? Is Robert going to get up and like yell at everybody? Like, I did not know what was about to happen at all. And then he got up there and he was like, I really like you guys. You know, and told everyone like how supportive he was going to be and what he wanted to do. And the thing is, before I went to that retreat, I was like, okay, well, maybe I can hit diamond by like the end of the year, maybe, if I really work hard at this. And so we went to this retreat. It was in the middle of October, and I like you guys changed my mind enough to make me move my goal up to November 15th. It was like a month away, and we did it. Like, we made it work, you know. And so be consistent, right? Set goals. Make sure you are aiming for your goals. Like, one of the things someone said to me the other day that I wanted to pass on, and I didn't write any of this down, but is make sure that, like, when you're looking at your kind of daily to-do list, when you're looking at what you should do like right now or next or whatever, try to make sure that your top 3 things that you do every day are driving business to your business in one way, shape, or the other, right? Like, make sure that they in some way can end up making you money, right? So if it is inviting new friends, you need more people so you can talk to more people, so you can put your message in front of more people so more people can eventually buy. Those are like it. So that's that's a business driving behavior, but make sure that those are what you're focusing on, you know, if you're worried about growing this really quickly.
One of the other things is being honest with yourself. Like, people quit, and it's hard to do. It's hard to sit there and go, yep, I've been slacking off all month long, you know, but if you know you've done it and you know that you can only get better by realizing that, to quit Beachbody because people didn't like knock on your door and ask to buy challenge packs from you, that doesn't work. Like, this is the first month that we have ever, since we started doing this, not been running around like chickens with our heads cut off the very last day of the month to try to hit. I mean, she went from 0 to SC10 one time in like 4 hours, but it was the most stressful 4 hours of my life, you know, having to sit there and like take care of everything else while she did it. And so what we've done now is we are like, you know, committing to each other to try to be the epitome of consistency, to say that we're going to set business hours, and we have set these things. And over the last, 2 to 3 weeks, we started doing them. We signed 6 coaches. I think that's one of the reasons why Lindsay wanted us to have this. And literally the only reason why we did it is because we reached out to everyone we had talked to. And we literally just started talking, and we offered, gift cards, and we offered all kinds of things like that. And we made it happen, like where 2 of them were under me, and then 2 of them we signed under my dad to give me one of the emeralds, and 2 of them we helped facilitate another coach sign both of hers. So even though they weren't like our people, but she'd been a coach like a week or something like that. So we had to do all the talking. We drove over to her house. We actually signed the people up for them, like right there on the computer. And because it starts with Diamond Pot that we were pushing we turned $20 into almost $400. And that's, that's a pretty good return on investment. But so you've got to be honest with yourself. And what she was talking about with the giving it time, like give it a year, give it 2 years, commit to it regardless of results, just commit to showing up every day and doing it. There's a reason why the government lets almost every business have a minimum of 2 years before they're required to show any profits on their tax statements, because it takes a while to get business off the ground. This business isn't any different. Lindsay will tell you that she had crickets. I guarantee you the first day she decided to post about, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, buy whatever from me. I'm sure there weren't as many people talking to her right now as there are now. But with consistency and 4 years and lots of work and dedication, it gets there. There are not a lot of quick fix businesses, and we actually had found one of them. And it got jerked away from us, but at the same time, like I am 10 times better person, husband, and father now than I was when we had all the money coming in. And we had a nanny and a gardener and all kinds of every luxury you could imagine, we had them. And we were so much less happy than we are now, still dipping into our savings every month to finish paying our bills. We are happier together. We are happier, apart, just in general. And that's really the biggest thing that Beachbody's done for me, is that it's reintroduced me to who I am and who I want to be, and because I've always been driven by money. It's always been, my parents didn't have a lot of it, so I've always wanted more of it, And so then that's what really drives me in this business, is the eventuality of being able to make a lot of money by doing something that we love to do, So,
would you suggest it to more coaches?
Say what?
The Diamond Group. Lindsay, is that a question you want us to answer right now about the Diamond Group?
Oh, no, I'm on mute. No, you can, when you're done talking, I'm just throwing questions at you while I think about it.
Got it.
No, I want to make sure it's really, I think patience and consistency are 2 of the biggest things that you're going to need as you move forward in this. And like Lindsay said, I haven't even been doing this, for a year yet. And I can already tell you that patience and consistency are 2 of the biggest things that you need to have, because you're going to have stretches where you feel like you have talked to every single person that you have ever come into contact with, and the true answer is you haven't. Keep finding more people, but it'll feel like that, and you won't want to keep talking to people, and you won't want to keep taking the night away from your kids or whatever because you have to go to the computer and work, or however it is that you end up, fitting this into your day. But as long as you continue to show up and you continue to do the things there's a reason they're the 3 vital behaviors. If you're fueling your mind with positivity every day, think about it this way, guys. You guys work so hard on putting good food into your body, right? Because we all know that good food, good fuel makes your body function better, blah, blah, blah. It's the same way with PD. Don't fight it. Don't fight it like I did. Don't fight it like this guy did. Embrace it and just understand that you have to put positivity into your head for it to be what is coming out. And that's what people want. We are in a business of attraction marketing. So what you are doing is everything you put out there, people are watching, whether you realize it or not. People are keeping track. They're looking. They want to know, is she still happy doing this? Is he still losing weight? Is he still gaining muscle? Because I bet they're going to fail.
Well, just simply think about in the last 2 weeks, there's been some really big hot button issues on Facebook. And no matter what side of it you're on, you don't have to be negative about it. and how much negativity is flooding every single one of our Facebook news feeds. And so, I mean, even if it's, I support this side, well, there's just as many people, trashing the other side. And so people can't tell you the number of people who tell her especially, but also tell me, they just love the fact that it's not more crap. That it's not more, this person got killed and this person abused this dog and, all the different things. And it's like, oh, here's an awesome story. Here's something that makes me, happy. That's the only things I put on Facebook are funny things about my kids, weight loss and fitness type stuff. And
think about it this way, right?
And things that try to move people to tears, more or less. Things that, make me happy.
How much better does your day get when you like randomly see someone being positive, or like, like when you're not expecting someone to act the way that we try to act, to be that like beacon of positivity out there, because it's all so negative. So people appreciate what you're doing when you are that positive. Like I literally got a message earlier today from a girl who, she's what Robert and I we termed her a free lifer. And that like, she still hasn't bought anything from me. She's been following me for like almost the entire time I've been doing this. And she is one of the most like supportive people I have on my page. Like she's always about, everything's great. Everything's, you're doing so good. You're so positive. But she sent me a message today that was just like, I just wanted you to know I've lost like 10 pounds just trying to follow what you've talked about on your page, because you're happy and you're positive and I want to be happy. And it's like, wow, that really kind of hit home with me today. It was like, oh my God, I want to be that. I mean, if I died tomorrow, I want every single one of you guys to be like, man, she was the most positive, happiest person in the whole wide world. Like I want people to think that about me. And that's how I try to put myself out there on Facebook. Like when they say be unapologetically you, I'm not if you're not just like a super, bubbly, happy person, don't become that on Facebook because it works for me. Like do this how it works for you and be who you are, but be happy with who you are, right? Be happy with yourself. And that's where the PD comes back into play. The more you are flooding your mind with positivity, the better you're going to feel about yourself and the better you're going to make other people feel that come into contact with you. Anything else? I think those are like all of our super big points. So I know we have like a ton of stuff in the chat box. I have been trying to ignore you guys so far.
Yeah, please, if we haven't answered a question, if there's something you're wondering about, a task that one of us does or the other one and how we work it all out, we'd love to answer anything we haven't answered already.
Yeah, let's scroll through here and see what do we got. Can't wait, game changer. Oh, everyone fell in love with Robert. Look at you. Yeah, bummer posts, man. They're terrible. Like I've started hiding them, and most of the people that continually put them up, I unfollow or hide them, because like I will get down, like really down. You see that newsfeed story that's like, this baby's parents left her out to die and now she got bitten by ants, and it's this picture of it and you're like, oh my God, like I will like cry. I will just lose it, And so like I have to remove that stuff from my life. Like it has to get out of there.
I want to say one more thing I saw in that really spoke to me in the It Starts with Diamond group, and one reason why I think it's really important for everyone to get as many of your coaches in there as possible. There was one woman I know of that she was either a diamond or she was 1-star qualifying when this thing started. She had 5 girls in it. All 5 went diamond in like 2 months. And she went from 1-star to either 5 or 6-star like that, because she led her people. She pushed with them through these goals. And just that quickly, everybody wanted a piece of the pot. And she said she had 5 new diamond coaches. And I was just like, that was like a huge, like if we're going to keep, and Lindsay and other big and other top leaders are going to keep running these push groups to diamond, I suggest doing it and getting as many of your people in there as possible, and then working even more with them as long as they're willing to put in the work, because you're really, not just getting a little, you're exponentially growing at that point.
How was the Diamond Group? Would you recommend the Diamond Group?
I think the Diamond Group was really good. I'm still going back and looking through some of the trainings. It got really overwhelming at first, and I actually unfollowed it for a little while just because it was like I started that group, I started another group. I was just starting to really get involved in like day-to-day Beachbody activities, and I was completely overwhelmed. Then I went back and started watching a lot of the trainings, and from everything that everyone said, is even in addition to what I saw myself, it was what they're saying is probably the best training that any has ever been done in any setting like that. Like, so, I'm glad they're going to leave it open. We're going to make sure that people watch it when it's relevant. Our team's really small. We only have, really emeralds under us. So we're still trying to grow that. And a lot of that is for, down the road when you have people that you're trying to lead yourself.
I would agree with them. I think it was really awesome to be in. I think it was overwhelming to keep up with on the daily if you were involved in anything else. But I still think it was way worth the $20 investment for sure, because like we still have access to all the trainings. We still have the ability to go back there and look at them.
The biggest thing I can say also, I wanted to say this a minute ago, to spouses. If you are just trying to be supportive, if you are wondering why this is going on and why your wife or husband or whomever's doing it, the biggest thing I can tell you that'll help you is really just dig into the business just a little bit. Not dig into like what you need to do to get started, but just look at the overall business. Look at some people's stories who've been in it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Try to dig into the positive side of why we're doing this and not just see the negative. Because at first it is going to seem like a giant time suck, and it's going to seem like there's nothing coming in from this and all this other stuff. But how quickly it can go from $1,000 a month to $2,000 a month and on, where all of a sudden it's like, wow, this is really viable. Well, you have to support it in the beginning or it'll never get to that point. And so the best way for you to understand it and the best way for you to support your spouse is to go in and ask them questions and really try to learn as much detail about the business, as much information about the business, even if you never want to do it. Just know what they're going through and know what they're trying to do so that you can support them to the best of your ability.
All right. How was Smart Success? So this was another event that we went to that we loved. So we bought into Shalene Johnson. She's the PIO, and well, you guys know who she is. But she has a Smart Success Academy, and we bought into the online thing, not even realizing that it had a live event as well. But then in March, we were like, we got an email that was like, you guys have 2 tickets to the live event in LA. And we're like, sure. So we road tripped it again and went out to LA. We stopped and saw Lindsay and Hal on our way out there. And then we saw Nicole and James when we were out there and had a blast with them. But the event was great. It was great. There was so much information. It was kind of head spinning. I'm really glad that Robert was there with me because he was able to take in most of it. And one of the things that they do is Shalene has Brett come and do a lot, who's her husband, come and do a lot. Like he talked a lot and he did some presentations on like their money stuff. Like they told us what they made the previous year and like just threw it out there for us to see. We're like, man,
no big deal, just like 5 million. No big deal.
But it was awesome because she talks a lot about delegating, and that's still really hard for me to do because, well, no reason why, it's just hard for me to do, but I have learned how important it is. And she talked a lot about sticking to a schedule and about push goals and planning out, like making sure your goals have deadlines, that you look at short-term goals in addition to like big long-term goals. So that was really, really helpful for us.
And that's the same thing as like other events. Like go to as many trainings, and granted these things cost money, and if you can afford them, awesome. If you can't, work for it, save for them. They will grow your business exponentially. And that's what this is. That's what's great about being in an MLM type of business, is that once you get the ball rolling, if you keep it rolling, other people's balls that they get rolling actually is what really drives your income. And so, it's nothing but benefit,
That's true. And then I think the only other question I see is from Carrie about recruiting. So I guess I should take this.
Yep.
But I would say, so it's funny, so I have a business page, and then I have my personal page. When I boost posts, like I run ads on my Facebook page, I don't, I'm still revamping this whole system, so I don't want to get into too much about what I do with my ads because I'm not sure I'd be giving you like super good advice anyway. But long story short, right now I will always put a call to action on Sundays, and I generally will do one in the middle of the week as well. I'll boost the one on Sundays so that it reaches new people, and then I also have an ad going every day. Just it's a daily thing that I spend a couple of dollars on. That's just boosting my page. So now that I'm starting to see my page grow, what I plan on doing is taking a page out of Jackie's book and starting to boost my like actual call to actions for my challenge groups to my followers of my page instead of to like brand new people, so that they've already gotten to know me a little bit, but I have to wait a little while until I grow it bigger. So
basically the idea behind that is if you're attracting you, right, you've put out in Facebook and you've selected to where you are your own niche market. You're trying to attract yourself. And then once you've gotten enough of yourself, 4,000, 5,000, followers, 5,000 people on your like page, you now have the biggest bank of like highly qualified buyers essentially. So now you're targeting to 5,000 people, but it's not 5,000 Facebook people. It's 5,000 people that have liked your page. Her page in the last 3 days has grown from like 930 something people to now over 1,000. And so you think about if it goes after 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and as income goes up and we can put more money into, and she's literally just running a boost for her like page just to add likes, not asking people to join her, not doing that, just please like my page, like my page, like my page. And she's got you've got about 15 conversations going right now with brand new people because of that.
So there are a lot of ways to grow your biz page. I've seen the most growth through if I post something there, I then turn around and I try and share it to other groups to get some organic growth through that. Like if I put up a post that seems to be doing really well on my page, I'll then share it to like my personal page and maybe a couple of groups that I'm in where other women or other people might then turn around and look on it. But where I've seen the most growth has probably been from I've been playing around with Facebook ads trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. And I still am trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. But I'm seeing, it's funny, guys, I know this is going to sound crazy to you, but Lindsay generally knows what she's talking about because I posted that script, the one that you post, looking for 5 to 10 women or whatever it is. And I have had more interaction on that call to action than anything else that I've done, video, picture, anything. So I know you guys, sometimes we can like kind of just let her it's like white noise, right? Listen to her. She generally knows what she's talking about. So I would say like look for the trainings on the business page stuff, and then just kind of start playing around with it, right? I also do a lot of videos now, a lot more than I try to put up at least one video a week, just some 30-second long. It might be a clip of a workout. It might be me saying, hey, like today. So today, right, we posted our 21-day fix result pictures today. And they, in turn, were posted all over Facebook, which is great. So I posted a video to my business page today, right, that was like, all right, you've seen the pictures, you've seen the results, who's ready to have their own results? And got it was literally a 10-second video and got a ton of interaction on that, as far as people messaging me because of it. So you got to kind of play with it a little bit and see what works the best for you. But in general, just keep putting stuff out there. Like you're going to learn when you go through some of these other trainings about like pictures that work better, or 30-second videos are going to get more reach than minute-and-a-half long videos because of what Facebook wants right now. Things like that you'll just pick up in trainings that you go through. But in general, just keep posting. And Carrie, did I actually answer your question, or did I kind of skip around it? I think I skipped around it.
Hang on, I'm going to address it real quick, I think. As far as recruiting rock stars, like if we're going to, everyone's heard of the funnel, and you bring people into a free group, and then they're in a paid challenge group, and then they, helping fitness becomes more part of their life, and then they end up wanting to coach. That, you can grow your business that way, and it will take longer. That's the 2 to 3, whatever your plan. If you want to get business builders into your organization sooner, and this is what we have just started to do, you really have to target all the great things about the lifestyle of being a Beachbody coach, a lifestyle of not having a boss, a lifestyle of not having a 9-to-5 that you go to, whether it's the fact that you get to do all this PD and you're happier with yourself, or the freedom that you have. You have to put it out there in a way in which people relate to that and go, I want that too. And if you're not putting that out there that way, they're not going to go, oh, I want to do what she's doing, because you're not showing them how awesome it is to do what it is that you're doing. And the fact that you can go to the zoo at 12 o'clock on a Thursday if you want, or you can take a trip if you want, or you can do nothing if you want, or you can work 12 hours a day if you want, and the fact that you have that freedom and that you can do those things by putting that out there. You don't have to talk about the money. The money can be down the road. You don't have to talk about that until you get there. But just having, by me talking to people and telling them that I am a better person because of Beachbody, not because of any of the workout programs or any of the nutrition, but just out of the positive people that I've met and the positive messages that have been sent my way through trainings, through personal development, and just through the interactions with people. That's how we've started to be able to really attract people who are interested in just growing this for the actual business purposes, which means they're going to come in, they're going to figure out exactly what they need to do to start making money, and they're going to hit the ground rolling, where somebody who's in it for the fitness end of it, they may get there, but it may take 6 months, 8 months, 12 months. They may never get there, and so don't hang all your business on attracting people through fitness, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
And love people where they're at. Like, I know that can be really, really, really hard. But, because you see so much potential in your coaches, right? And in your challengers to be coaches, and in your, friends to be coaches and challengers, and your family and everyone else. It's really easy to see that potential, because we know that everyone has the ability to do this, but not everyone can do this, right? And so you have to remember that some people don't want the same things out of this that you do, and some people don't necessarily want to further this right now, and that's okay. You're gonna have some people, like I fought Jackie. I fought her, fought her about this for a little while. She was like, it doesn't make any sense that you're paying full retail for your shakes, right? And I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. And we went kind of round and round about this for a little while. And now I sit there and I'm like, what an idiot I was. I wish I had signed up a year and a half before I did, because I can only imagine how much further my business would be along right now, But that's all right. Everything happens for a reason. And I am a firm believer that I'm where I'm supposed to be, right? One way or another. So there's a reason that I'm exactly where I am right now. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
Anybody else have any questions? Did we answer everybody's questions? Did we help you guys out a little bit? Did any spouses out there get anything out of this? I see a couple of you out there. All right, I got a thumbs up from Eric. I'll take it. All right. If no, I don't know that we necessarily have anything else, and I don't even know what time it is. Is it time to go?
We're about out, but thank you guys. This is so cool. So when I created the vision for Utah, the goal was to bring the big picture vision to people, because Summit is only once a year. And those of you going, here's an expectation that may not happen is, as an elite coach, last couple of years I've been elite, and I run like a madwoman there because they need me here and they need me there and they need and we go through training, and then the next thing I know, go backstage and do this and do that, and it's awesome, and there's nothing wrong with it other than I don't get a lot of time with the team. And the biggest request I got so at Celebration on Saturday night, all the teams like get together and they're all dressed up, and you'll see like you'll be able to figure out who's who because they do team colors and stuff, and they come together and they do a nice team photo. And we got together and we did our team photo, and a lot of the girls looked at me and said, we didn't get any time with you at all. And I was like, yeah. Ugh. And they were like, we really want some time with you, just you. And I was like, oh man, so we created the retreat in order to create vision with events, but the vision and the big picture, you guys are going to be even more mind blown with Summit, because that's just, you got to go to a corporate office and see, oh wow, this is like the real thing. Like, we got support over here, and they just hired a bunch of new support. And then you're going to get to Summit and just be like, whoa. But Utah is where you get the time with your team. And you get a little bit of time with corporate as well, because as you grow in the ranks, you get access to corporate. They are like a mentor to you on top of your own coach. They help you with ideas like, well, this coach is doing this. Like, I've had my mentor, this top 10 coach is doing this, so why don't you do this? Or why don't you go out to lunch with this person and see what they're doing with whatever. And it's been really, really impactful. So the Lindsay I was last year is not the Lindsay I am this year, which is weird. Some of you have been with me forever and are like, I don't even know who she was before. From pre, no kids to kids and all that good stuff. But I am so excited to hear what Utah has done for everybody who went, and I stepped it up a notch. We've got a bigger house this year. We have a basketball court, a racquetball court, an indoor swimming pool, because this is so much fun. I'm not going to sit there and like tell you how to build your business the whole weekend. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to bring everyone together, to get time with each other, to share like where you come from, your stories, get to know each other. The cool thing about Beachbody really is a lot of people get in this for a second family, for their better of health and financial freedom, but they do gain this family that is almost sometimes better than their own family. And I'm just saying, sorry, not sorry, but it's for real. Like, I'm not saying you're going to go spend your Christmas with them, but
I would.
Just saying. Family can be tough, and this is very different where you can cry your eyes out with bring Kleenex to Summit. Like, we brought lots of Kleenex to Utah. There was a lot of tears shed and just opening up of things that people are, holding inside. And anyways, I'm getting a little deep with that, but it's just, it's a bonding that, we do some really fun stuff. This year we're going to get to do some really cool stuff, being that we have like a whole basketball court. I can only imagine what we can do with that. But yeah, Salt Lake City, November 5th. If you get Success Club for 4 months, you earn the trip. Otherwise you can pay for it, $99. Your spouse costs, I don't know. I wrote a note about what your spouse costs. And I would say my people who went to Utah are probably going to tell you to bring your spouse. And I did make room for your spouse. Like, I have been told there's over 50 beds, and I'm sorry if you still need to go to a hotel, you two. Hopefully we find the right size bed,
What in the bed?
I'll give you your own room. Don't even worry. They told me there's like 50 or 60 beds, so I'm excited for this place. And it's closer to the corporate office, so we won't have such long as a drive. And November can't come soon enough. I don't know if you guys are going to have to tell me after Summit what's better, Utah, Summit. And when you guys get to that 5-star level, you get to go to leadership, which is like a seriously very intimate Summit Utah mix with the top of the top of the top coaches, like the top 200 or whatever, top 100. And you get to bond with those guys. Some of the biggest things happen for me in leadership. Christina Sullins, Tommy Migrant, like these names are names you guys are like, who, what? Well, they're millionaires, first of all. And they gave me so much time. I have no connection to them. They are not on my team. But because of the experience and that time we got with each other, I was like, okay, these are the 3 things I'm struggling with. How do you do these? And Tommy would be like, well, here's how you do this, and here's how I do this. And I would take what I like about it, and I would go back and I would build my business with it. When you guys go to Summit, it's not for you to take it all and readjust and completely brain freeze you into, how do I move forward? I just got taught so much, and like, oh, this person does this and this person did that, and you teach it like this, Lindsay, but you do what works for you, but you just take little nuggets from what's going to be, you're going to get brain overload, like a serious brain overload at Summit. And we're trying to do a breakfast so we can kind of do action plans to make your life easier, because some people are so like, my brain just exploded with so much that where do I start? And we want to kind of help you with that, and we're trying to work on a plan for that. But my biggest advice for you guys moving forward as we go to Summit is that, you know, you take little tips of all these teachers, whatever track you're on, and just baby step it, and like take tons of notes, tons and tons of notes, or videotape it. Usually they'll record it too, so you can go back, because they'll talk fast, and you'll be like, zzz, and next thing you know, the weekend will be over. But I've learned to just very slowly implement some stuff that I really like, that I learned from certain people, and some of this stuff just in my ear and out, and I needed to hear it at a different time. And it's just, that's why you got to be patient, persistent, because all these things start to grow, systems start to come together of like, I mean, I'm not a systems person. And I'm like, Erin, like, what is a system? Oh, we have to teach this. Don't you know, like, you just go do things, right? Or don't you know what to say? Like, and I learned the hard way, like, you have to create systems. And, you know, we got a cool website now. And now I'm like, do I redo these videos? Because they're redoing Coach Basics. But anyways, those are a lot of thoughts that go through my head. Anyway, so yeah, and if you guys still want to join the Diamond Group, you have till Thursday. We open registration till Thursday. Right now, all that's going on is they're sharing stories of these new ladies who are going to share their tips, which are going to be a whole new world of tips. And the last thing I'd say was being overwhelmed in the Diamond Group is totally like, that was a lot. But the best thing I did was I would just save it, and I would make time. Like, I'd look at how long the video was. I'm like, okay, this is 30 minutes. Okay, I'll block out 30 minutes. Or I'd be like, okay, this is 5 minutes. I can listen to this while I walk through the hall, or while I'm, you know, laying down, or I'm, I don't know, working on an invite or something. And I kind of would a little bit of a multitask in there. So anyways, yeah, you can record it on your own, Charity. They are totally cool with that. They will do a professional recording as well. I understand it's humid over there in Tennessee. Outside.
Very hot.
So, can't wait to be sitting out in that. Bring a lot of hairspray, right?
Good luck.
Deodorant. Bring a lot of deodorant.
Bring a fan, a little personal fan, spraying yourself with.
I would like to say to you guys that are still on here, especially, like, if you guys haven't joined that Diamond Group, do it. Like, if you're thinking about it, join it. I know it seemed like this last one did seem a little overwhelming for us at times, but guys, we learned so much. And one of the cool things that they did that I didn't realize until the end was they kept a list of all the videos, like, in the files. So every time someone uploaded a video, it was then updated on the file. So I hope you guys are doing that too, Lindsay, because that was, once we realized we could, like, go back and easily watch things, like, kind of in order, it made life way easier. Because trying to scroll through one of those groups after people start commenting on stuff and the posts are all out of order, and Dennis, I know you're going crazy. Where's your Control F when you need it, you know? But so join if you haven't. And then Utah. The other, like, awesomest part about Utah was going to corporate. Like, talking to Jeff Hill and listening to those guys was.
Who's Jeff Hill?
Sorry.
The guy on the wake up call.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know.
Yeah, and like I totally expected like the head people of this organization to be kind of schmarmy. I don't know a better word to use, but kind of used car salesy and like really just want you to kind of push, and they want the exact same things that they preach. Like it's they're real people that want the exact same things that you and I do as far as helping people and helping ourselves gain a better life, and
they want you
it
to build
spoke a lot.
relationships, build trust, and that's all we need to try to keep doing. Yes, and they want us to succeed. Charity, you're spot on. Carrie. I see that, Carrie. I'm sure you're right. I'm sure they missed a lot.
And the last thing is the one biggest thing the Diamond Group did for us is because we've always procrastinated. It showed us that we can do whatever we want to do given 3 days and 8 hours a day that we both, we were able to, I think in that 3-day period of time, I think we signed 8 or 9 coaches in our organization just by asking a bunch of people. And guess what we did the previous 20 days? 0, nothing. So,
be consistent.
That's what it taught us. It taught us that if we put out that work, it's a wrap. It really will happen. Like I don't know what else to
how and what just happened. If you can do this in 1 day, what can you do in a whole month? Like what just happened, right?
That's what I looked at her and I said, there's no reason to ever be like stressed at the end of the month for SC ever again. Never again.
So as we go into that, July 1st is tomorrow. Y'all who are on and still listening, the biggest tip I was given a long time ago was 1, get Success Club by the 5th of the month. 4th of July is here. Use a 4th of July special. 21-day fix is still on sale. Size is coming out mid-month. Don't wait for size to get Success Club. Let that be more points and more income for you. Performance line is going to be tied to Success Club as well, which is cool. I can't really go into any details on that yet. I'm really annoyed that I can't, but we're getting there. I will say it's very competitive, so I'm not concerned with that. I did do a little bit of background research, and I was like, okay, this is fair. So, don't feel like, oh my God, pricing. But get Success Club by the 5th. I go for the 10th by the 20th. I have hit pretty much 25 to 30 points every single month with the exception of one challenging month this year. All because I do at least 5 invites a day to new people. That's simple. It's really that simple. And and back to systems, the sneak peek type of groups, the coach training, those are systems for you guys to totally put your people into as you get comfy figuring this stuff out. Like, there's a sneak group where I can use like the videos and stuff. Oh yeah, until you're confident enough to make your own, utilize the other ones. Feel free. Those are systems, tools for you to use to make your life so much easier and make you achieve goals way faster than I ever did. Will you be able to buy these items separately on the performance line? I hope so. I don't know that answer. I think so. I'm not sure though. Oh, okay. So an invite. This is an invite in my opinion. I have been the type who's been like, can I show you a video or so you're just in the 21-day fix or whatever, and that is not an invite. It's not an invite to me until they've officially gotten the video in front of them. Then I count it and I mark it. So, for example, I have like
that's good to know.
Emails out the wazoo right now. Some lady wrote on my timeline, and I did. And one other thing I've been doing is tying my email to every post just for kicks. Every post, whether it's a call to action or whether it's just me like, hey, here I am, or it's my kids or something. Like I've been starting to tie my email to the post, and my email has been on overdrive with, hey, I've been following you and blah, 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 and you're on Instagram or wherever you see you. And I was like, if I keep just tagging my email, they're randomly sending messages like, what exactly are you doing or whatever. I don't really say ever. I'll just show results, and I'll never really be like, yeah, I'm a coach. Sometimes, yes. But it's just sharing the life, sharing like, and they're like, how are you making money and like, what? And that's a way for me to do an invite. So yes, an invite is either once they're into the sneak peek group, I'm like, okay, invite done. Or once a video has been put in front of them. So forming and all that good stuff, I can hear my kids banging on the door. Forming and all that good stuff gets done before it's inviting. So all these messages I've got right now are not official invites yet. They are just, we're getting to know each other, we're building a relationship. Later. And here comes my crew.
Hanging out muscle.
Mommy.
This is my team. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Thanks.
Go say goodnight to Mama real quick.
And this is my other partner in crime.
Hey, Hal.
They miss you from Utah.
We do.
I miss them.
He's coming to Nashville. Are you coming to Nashville?
I'm coming to Nashville.
Where are you gonna come in early?
Tuesday night.
How about Tuesday morning?
Okay.
Hello, it's Nashville.
Hello, your kids need to go to bed. Come on. Go to bed. Yep. Come on. We've read 3 books.
I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna mute it. But if you guys we're a little over time, so have a good night. If anyone doesn't have any other questions, you guys know where to find Erin and Robert or whoever. Next week we have a super special person coming on from a different team who went to 12-star in less than 2 years. So yeah, pretty excited about that. I'll make an announcement about that. Back to mom life now. Have a good night, guys. Go finish up Success Club. You got an hour. Bye.